Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
And the Force Awakens in one day. Dave Cottingham here on Inside the Force with Casey Cooley.
Sorry. I laugh like that whenever I'm just excited. I'm very excited, people. So excited.
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better.
It's crazy.
Welcome to Inside the Force. We are one day away from the release of Episode 7. The day we are literally 12 hours, or actually 23 hours away, basically, from us watching the movie.
Yes.
We wanted to get in this Wednesday night, the 16th, to get our final thoughts on the movie. That's all we're going to talk about this episode. Not going to be any comic reviews and not going to be any Rebel reviews or anything like that. We're just going to talk about The Force Awakens because we've been waiting 3 years for this thing.
Yes.
And it is upon us. And we want something for you guys to listen to the day of. So I'm going to put this thing out right away. This thing is going to be out late tonight. Mm-hmm. You got all day tomorrow when you're getting ready to go to the movie to listen to us. Yeah. Because all we're going to talk about is kind of predictions, what we expect, what we've been hearing. They've already had 2 world premieres, basically. Mm-hmm. The LA premiere, which was the world premiere, I guess they called it the other day. They just did the European world premiere today, basically this afternoon, which was last night, or not last night, but 12 hours ahead at night.
Great. It's
whatever.
Time travel, come on.
Yeah, it's time travel. So anyway, yes, so we are talking about nothing but The Force Awakens. So first off, I do want to briefly say, I know we were trying to get like the trailers that we were redoing out and the commentaries. For one, I had a project come up that I had to get done, and then 2, I've been under the weather for the past few days trying to get better. So it didn't happen.
It's all right. It's okay.
But what's out there, actually I just posted a New Hope commentary. So basically you have 4 commentaries of the movies up. The Empire will be up probably maybe tomorrow night or Friday, something like that. We still got to record Return of the Jedi, which we'll do probably this weekend. And then the trailers will get done here soon because I want to get those done anyway. So those are coming. Either way, we appreciate you guys checking us out. Of course, we're Inside the Force on everything, Twitter, Facebook. And we're on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and TuneIn Radio. So let's just talk. For one, I want to say, before we get into kind of predictions, I want to say I was kind of surprised. I don't know if you now, have you seen anything from like the red carpet stuff? Did you watch any of the live stuff?
I was going to, but I just couldn't get around to it. I saw some pictures and some stuff.
Well, you tell me, were you surprised at all that George Lucas was there?
I actually just saw it today that he was there. I saw a picture of him and Abrams, and it did surprise me a bit. Well, what really surprised me was that they made a show of it. Like, because the picture I saw is Abrams and George Lucas like sharing like a shoulder kind of hug, and they're like pointing to the cameras into the crowd. Yeah, and it looked like, I mean, they celebrated the fact that Lucas was there, which they should. But no, surprising based off what we've been hearing recently about how Lucas kind of had like what he called a divorce.
Yeah.
From the universe, almost like he just washed his hands and left. But yet he's there. He's there at the premiere, and he's joining the festivities.
Yeah, see, I totally agree with you, because I was... I guess I wasn't... Yeah, I was a little surprised, but then I thought about it and was like, well, of course he's going to be of course he's going to be invited. Yeah. Now, whether or not he didn't show up, that would be one thing, but, I'm kind of surprised he showed up. Mm-hmm. Now, I was watching, and all of a sudden there was a couple guys from, I guess, StarWars.com.
Right.
The girl from
Recon.
And some other guy that I think normally does some online stuff for them. Well, they were interviewing him. And I couldn't tell if they were just, I hate to say it, like not too experienced at interviewing people.
Yeah.
But they were really awkward around George. Now, they were probably dumbfounded.
Yeah.
You know, they were starstruck a little bit. Because they probably had never talked to George Lucas before.
Right.
Even though they worked for Lucasfilm.
Right.
But their questions were just short and like long, like they were trying to explain something, and it was just really awkward. It was painful to watch him. I hate to say it. And his answers were so short.
Oh yeah,
and fast. So it's like I was like, I don't feel like he wanted to be there.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, he is. I don't know. I want to say he is kind of like he's definitely a shy guy, but no, he'll talk about Star Wars though. But yeah, maybe he just kind of was like, yeah, I'm here. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Which I know he still cares about it. But like I say, he just kind of like feels like I guess he's done with it. He's washed his hands.
Yeah, and another thing I'm surprised about now, I'm doing my best to, like you, I'm doing my best not to read too much, get online too much. But I was curious to see if, obviously, a ton of celebrities were on the red carpet at the LA premiere. Guys that I follow a lot, like Seth Green and Donald Faison were there. You had, now Simon Pegg was at the European one today. But you had like David Collins, who I talked to the other day. He was doing some interviewing on there. He's a lot better. He's really good.
Of course.
He knows what he's talking about. But anyway, I was kind of wanting to just see like some reactions, like if they were tweeting out like, "Oh, this is awesome," you know.
Yeah.
But I gotta throw it out there. Like, clearly Seth and Faison, and then Seth's wife Claire Grant. I just happened to try to look on theirs. Nothing, no mention.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty professional.
Right. Now, did you see Mark Hamill's tweet?
No, I saw a lot of tweets, but not his. No, what did he say?
So Mark Hamill tweeted, I think it was this morning I saw it. His tweet was, "Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah.
Do not spoil
Yeah.
the secrets
Yeah.
for everybody else," something like that. I thought, and it was getting retweeted like crazy. You
Yeah.
can see it. So, for those of you that are listening to this the day of, it's, to be honest, I mean, you can't blame anybody but yourself if you're looking around on social media and because it sucks, because there are going to be those people out there that do spoil it for people. And I did read a spoiler-free review off of theforce.net. And it's worth a read if you guys want to go on there. Most of you probably do go on there anyway already. But they've got a spoiler-free review of it. He didn't say anything in there that surprised me. You know, he basically said that the feel of it is the original trilogy. And now he did mention, which was somewhat surprising a little bit, but he does say something like the I think it was like kind of the nods to the original trilogy were there. But he does say kind of that they were there almost too much.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was very interesting.
But see, to him, it might be too much, though. I don't know. Like that's
right. Right. So what is too much, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sequel of a movie, so interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what he means by that. We'll find out. You know, if that's true or not. But so there are those spoiler-free reviews. I'm sure you'll read out there. Critic reviews obviously are mostly spoiler free. So
right now it's like 94%, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah, it was 97 for a little bit. Then people just.
Now, did you see? I saw. Dang, I forgot. I wish I would have kept it. But there was there's a graphic out there someone made of all 6 Star Wars movies with the Rotten Tomatoes ratings, and Empire and I think it was 4 and 5 were the highest rated.
Okay.
At like, I want to say it was 90, 91 or something like that maybe. But yeah, then obviously 2 and
1.
I think 1 and 2 were the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then 3 and 5. Yeah. 3 and 6. I mean, anyway, that's it. Yeah, I was wondering about that, how that would be.
Because I'm not going there, but I'm in a big group chat with my buddies, and we're all tweeting or texting each other about everything,
Yeah.
all the stuff that's going on. It's cool, man.
So if we just rewind back a little bit, let's
Yeah.
take it back to October 30th, 2012.
Yeesh. I know exactly where I was. For real.
Really?
Because this is the news, right? When it was announced. Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
the news. It was everything. Because
Yeah.
the same day,
Yeah.
this was the day that Lucasfilm was sold to Disney,
Right.
and on the same day they announced Episode 7 is
Right.
coming. So yes, this was October
Yeah.
30th, 2012. Where were you? I
It was
don't
like
even know
it was
where I
like early afternoon because I was in class.
I think you texted me.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think I knew until you said something to
Yeah.
me, and I must have been at work because it was during the day.
Yeah.
Right? I remember being at work. I think you texted me something like,
I wish I could find that text.
"I bet you it's in my."
I could just go back in history probably far enough for 3
sure.
years.
If you never deleted me, it's in there.
Yeah.
Now I switched phones, I think, so
Yeah.
I don't think I would have it. But no, yeah, it's. I think you and then I got on Reddit, and I think we did a podcast. Now we had not started. Right. This podcast yet.
Right. So we was all 21 cast podcast.
Yes, yeah, that's the only one. We didn't even start the network until early 2013.
right.
So, and this is kind of why we did, because we wanted to. We knew that we were getting more Star Wars, so this is why not talk about it every week, right?
Go with the flow.
So, over 3 years ago,
It's a.
is that not crazy to
Like,
think?
just like when it happened, I was like, gosh, I gotta wait for 3 years. Are you kidding me?
Well,
it's gone by so
and
fast.
and actually, it wasn't 3 years initially, right? Because it was actually supposed to be in May
Oh, that's right. 2015.
2015, right? So they pushed it back to December. JJ even has said he wanted it to be May of 2016, but they're like, no. So, but anyway, it got pushed back, so it's ended up being over 3 years. So, and I think the cast was announced. What, maybe a year, sometime that summer, maybe, or something like that.
It was 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like later than 2013.
Sometime toward
the casting call was November that I went to.
So did they announce the main cast before that or after
I
that?
don't think they announced anybody.
So it was after
that
that.
was before everybody was announced.
Wow.
And then they might have had them, but they didn't announce it until
Yeah.
later.
I think I could look that. I think I saw something on that already. Oh yeah, here's cast announced. Yeah, it's April 2014. Yeah. April 29th, 2014. So yeah, that was well after the auditions and stuff like that. I mean, that was the first image we basically got.
Yeah, well, and why I have that up is Andy Serkis in that. I
He
think
is.
he's okay. Because I was
He's right
trying to
there.
think the other day, like talking about Max von Sydow again.
Yep, he's there.
Yeah.
So he's got a pretty prominent
Oh,
role.
yeah.
So he's there with Oscar, obviously John Boyega, Adam Driver. There's that's one of the producers,
Kasdan.
right?
That's Larry Kasdan, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's Kasdan. Yeah, and Luke's over here with Anthony Daniels. Looks like they have the same shirt on. That's
Gleason.
Gleason, yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, and
That's
producer
that
Burke,
producer, yeah.
and then Leia, Carrie Fisher, Han, and
It's all right.
Harrison, and
And R2 in the
Ridley.
back there.
R2's back there. Yeah,
Peter Mayhew in there?
no, he's not. Peter's not there.
I think he may have some health problems probably.
Peter's not there. Kenny Baker's not there.
Yeah.
And Max von Sydow was announced, but he's not there.
Right.
So that's still like a big question. Of who
We
he
could talk.
is.
Yeah,
we'll get into
spec
that.
on that.
So those were the two big announcements, obviously.
Yeah.
Then the first trailer came that Thanksgiving.
Right. I remember where I was when I saw that.
We were
too.
at the house.
I was because I was thinking, so I was at my in-laws. I'd stayed up late because it was going to be revealed late, or we didn't know when it was going to be revealed. Right?
I thought it was revealed. It was revealed that day, right? Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, but I think we knew it was going to be that day. But I think I had stayed up till like past
the night
midnight
before
because we didn't know what time of the day.
Correct.
So I went to sleep, woke up, meet like early just to get back on the computer to see if it was released. And
Hey, was it released yet? I don't.
No, it was released like well into the day.
Yeah, because I remember watching it at your grandparents' house, my in-laws.
Yeah, so it was during like the Thanksgiving meals.
And I just remember like
Oh my gosh.
I mean, freaking out.
Yeah, I was laughing. I was just
it was perfect. It was, it was a teaser, obviously, very early in production. So, and it's just a Falcon shot. Just that was the big thing revealed there, right? And then the next big announcement to me, in a way, was the next trailer, which we got at Celebration.
right. And you were there. I was there at a conference.
You were at a conference.
So I was on my iPad.
It was April, whatever, this past year, 2015. I think it was like 12th or 13th. We're flying out on Thursday, the day that it starts.
Right.
And the first thing at 10 a.m. on West Coast time was when they came out.
Started the panel.
Yeah. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy brought the cast out. So it was 10 o'clock. We had just landed like at 9:30.
Yeah.
West Coast time, right? So I remember we're hauling butt to the hotel.
Yeah.
We get unpacked, change clothes, and we were heading there. And I remember because it took about an hour and a half because we got in there and we were so starving we didn't eat anything. So we're like, because it's like 2:00 our time, right? At that point, we didn't eat lunch. So we hit up. There was a Chipotle or not Chipotle, Baja Fresh or something like that, right there in the hotel. So we're next to the convention center. And you can stream it live. Remember,
Right.
I think
That's what I was doing.
That's what you were doing.
I was streaming.
So right before it was 10 to 11 panel, right before 11 is like, here's the new trailer.
Yeah.
And I pulled the phone out,
Yeah.
watched it. Three of us are sitting there huddling at this table just watching this thing. And then it was funny because people could hear it as they were walking by, so they stopped. They started watching looking at our phones and everything, and everybody was just freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, Now that was the one where Han and Chewie.
Home.
Yeah,
We're home.
I mean,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So when did you saw it in the you watched it in the
I was in the
conference?
convention conference, yeah. So I was in some lecture or whatever, and kind of like hopefully I was being sneaky. My iPad, they were thinking maybe I was taking notes, but I was just watching the panel, taking screenshots of the panel. And then I was just kind of going off visual cues, seeing all the images they were releasing. And then I could tell, because I couldn't hear it, I didn't have my earbuds in, but I could tell that it was wrapping up. And that Abrams and Kennedy were kind of lingering on the stage. So I was like, okay, I think they're about to release the trailer. So I just got up, walked out of the lecture, and actually, lucky enough, we just took like a 5-minute break. So walked out of the room, plugged in my earbuds, listened to it out in the lobby area in Frankfurt in this governmental building. But I was floored. I was so not floored is the best word, but I was very excited.
Yeah, because I was actually just getting confused because I kept thinking of the actual third trailer, but the second trailer was the one where you hear Luke's voice.
Yeah.
Well, first you hear the classic, Binary Sunset music as the reveal of the big Star Destroyer, right, on Jakku.
Right.
But then you hear Luke's voice. So there was big controversy there, obviously, about so is that new audio? Is that old? Obviously, it was old audio, but it was new recorded audio underneath.
Right.
That was manipulated. But anyway, so it was very Luke centric, and then kind of kicks into some imagery before it gets into the Han and Chewie thing. So now, so we go on. Comic-Con happens. No trailer there. People were kind of disappointed by that. There was like a behind the scenes feature.
That was awesome.
Really good.
That's all. That was perfect.
Absolutely. Talked about Luke's
the legacy and all that kind of stuff. And
Mark Hamill's classic line was, "Everything's changed, yet nothing has changed." Awesome. So, and then obviously the third and final trailer was released. Was that wasn't Thanksgiving? This past Thanksgiving, was it?
Actually, honestly, can't remember. Yeah, I don't know why that one slipped my mind, but
I think it was
the international,
was it not?
Trailer?
Because the third one. No, yeah, October.
It was supposed to be the last international trailer, right?
October 19th.
Yeah,
it's the last full trailer.
That's right. Because that's one of the big NFL game, and they revealed.
Oh, that's right.
Started
yes.
the tickets. Yeah, so I was at my house.
Yes, the day the tickets went on sale.
Yeah, so this was Sunday,
Monday night.
Monday night.
ABC. You're right. So it's October 19th. So, and that's when, I just looked at my receipt for the tickets. And it was October 19th. So, big trailer there. Now, this obviously had dialogue in it from the actual movie and our main characters. Rey, a little bit about her background.
Little
Finn. And then, of course, Kylo Ren and what he's trying to do with the legacy of Darth Vader. So, and then, of course, you get that last line, the Force, it's calling to you. And just speculation of who that is and what that is and all that stuff. So, anyway, all that and numerous TV spots.
Yeah.
An actual Japanese trailer that just came out today or yesterday.
We've had a couple Japanese and like a Chinese trailer and two Japanese trailers.
And they showed different footage.
Yeah.
Nothing too revealing, but a lot more imagery. So I watched it. I thought it was pretty good. It was, a couple of different shots in there, but nothing, again, nothing revealing. So all that has led us up to this. We are one night away from watching this thing.
We're about almost an hour and a half into the movie.
Yes.
This time tomorrow.
Oh, man. So let's get into it. Let's just get into what we expect. So first off, let's talk about this case.
Yeah.
Tell me. So we'll just get into like predicting kind of a little bit about the movie.
Okay.
So first off, tell me your kind of speculation on the order of the events.
Yeah.
So where do you think, you've seen the locations, basically some of the locations that are in the trailers. Do you know the order of these things? Or what do you think of the order of them?
I mean, I feel like I have if more general speculation, I'm going to think it kind of mirrors a lot of A New Hope, where, we start off on Jakku, Tatooine, then we move to, there might be, I don't know if there's going to be like a Death Star. I mean, I guess technically this one, the Death Star is the is Starkiller Base.
Right.
So we'll see some stuff with Starkiller Base and whatnot. But the next big planet will probably be that forest planet, which I believe they've revealed the name for that. I can't remember what it is. I've been told, I think, from someone else told me what the name was.
I have not seen it.
It's not Yavin 4.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
I mean, I haven't seen it or read it anywhere. I was just told that from a trusted source that this is what it is. So I don't know. Because there's only 3 planets, right? You had Jakku, the forest planet, and then the snow.
Starkiller Base, yeah.
Starkiller Base. Because we're assuming...
I don't know where...
The Kylo Ren Finn battle. We're assuming that's the same forest planet, right?
Well, are you? Is that what you're predicting?
Because it looks so different. It looks like a snowy kind of area or ash or something. I don't know. It looks kind of like something's falling. Some kind of
yeah. I think it's to me. It looks like snow.
So Starkiller Base probably.
To me, it looks like Starkiller Base.
Yeah. So if I'm trying to read too much into it and think it more simple, I feel like we get 3 different planets, and we'll go Jakku, the forest planet, and then Starkiller Base is the big end. We'll probably see glimpses of each one throughout.
Yeah.
Unless that forest planet gets destroyed. If that is a real thing that happens from the trailer. But
now where's the rebel where's Leia at?
The only shot we've seen her on a ship, it looks like. We've seen her on the base, which again on that forest like planet, which I'm assuming. So I'm assuming she's just around there, like remaining at the headquarters, kind of like a Mon Mothma.
Yeah,
and she's in the safe kind of zone, so to speak, until First Order comes and tries to kill them all. So I think she's just kind of remaining there for this movie.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think we start on Jakku. I think they move also to the forest planet, which I thought it was going to be Yavin.
I mean, it could again. I haven't read this or heard it anywhere besides of someone who told me.
Well, didn't you say? Well, there were some. Yeah, there were some. I thought
planets
you said
revealed.
Some. Well, leaked, right?
In that children's book.
Yes.
Yeah, which I don't. The guy who I teach with, I work with, he hopefully we'll have on the show at some point after the film comes out. He doesn't go into spoilers at all ever. He doesn't watch many of the trailers just like me. So he didn't look at these leaked books. I think he just kind of heard from it somewhere else on accident, maybe.
Which is strange because in the comics, I think Poe Dameron's parents, you read about, you learn about them. I think they settle on Yavin.
They're in
like he's from. I think he's from Yavin.
Weird.
So
many humans on Yavin,
right? But
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I just.
But anyway, I don't know.
I'm not going to research it to confirm or deny it.
But yeah, I think it goes to there, and I'm assuming that's where those pirates are, because they go and visit them somewhere. Yeah, right.
Is that where? Because we think
that's where Lupita is, right?
Yeah, and that big thing.
Yeah,
that float with all the flags in the front, where Han's taking the gang.
Like that has to be. I'm assuming that forest planet.
It seems like I mean, I would agree because it seems.
But then it is possible that there's two forest planets.
Yeah, I would just planets that look this similar. I mean, come on,
right? Because galaxy. it could be they go there.
Yeah.
To find Lupita.
They go to Dantooine.
But correct. But then Leia is on Yavin.
Yeah. Sure.
And there's that threat of them coming in attack and destroying Yavin. Right. Again, like you said, similar to A New Hope.
Yeah.
And that could be kind of what that article was referring to, is that maybe maybe it's too repetitive.
I have heard some reviews like that too. Like it's
basically A New Hope.
It pretty much because the one negative review that I read, I didn't read many reviews from like tweet reviews, but one person did say that the plot was it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best plot. The story wasn't amazing, but it's still a pretty amazing movie. Which I expect that. Star Wars, the plots aren't that complicated.
They're not.
I mean, they're very simple because they use this very strong and deep mythology that are in many stories, but it's just the visual spectacle and the characters and that you fall in love with.
Yeah.
And the story as well, but
but I think that's what's so grand is it's simple yet it's in a grander scale.
Yeah, on this amazing scale that you haven't experienced before.
But I will say though, and I don't want to obviously I don't want to predict my feeling of the movie yet, but if we go from Jakku and leave and go somewhere else, and then leave and go to a planet that is under the clock of getting destroyed by a super weapon, I mean that's basically repeating A New Hope.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how I would feel about that.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just watched 6 again. We both just watched the originals again. The Empire has a history of repeating itself anyways. They kind of fall into that trap. It's like, well, just learn your lesson. You can't build a super weapon. Just because you build it bigger and better and badder doesn't mean it's going to work this time. So maybe they're still falling into that same trap.
That's very true. But of course, this is 30 years later instead of just 3 years later.
Yeah.
So under new leadership, obviously. So
I agree. It's it's almost puts me at a distance that I don't want to be like. So it's a bigger Death Star again. Like you're still going with the same plot device,
right?
Which it might work though. I mean,
which is like if you go back and you kind of think about other movies that have kind of does. If you look at like Superman Returns, like Superman Returns was the first Superman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Real estate.
Lex Luthor, real estate, blah, blah, blah. Kryptonite. I mean, it's just everything was the same about it. So that would be kind of the one thing I know maybe we'll talk about next week when we go after we've seen the movie several times. That might be the one thing I could think about saying, like, I wish there was maybe a different story.
Right.
But we'll see, because I don't know. I may be completely okay with it.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that we don't know, right? Because there's obviously going to be stuff in there, like that general storyline is probably similar. I mean, if you kind of just put together what we've seen. But the characters, what happens to the characters, obviously that seems to be different. So now we have kind of the underlying story. Now let's kind of just run through maybe some characters here. So I'll kind of give you the Kathleen Kennedy to J. Abrams pitch. So who is Rey?
Who's Rey? Let's see. She's no one. Well, okay. I think Rey is going to be a big mystery box throughout the whole movie. Well, I mean, I'm assuming the whole movie because that's usually how Abrams works, but maybe it gets revealed early on exactly who she is. Because everybody's thinking she's Han's kid or Luke's kid, so he's just going to be dragging us throughout 2 hours, 16-minute long movie, 15, 16-minute long, just to answer this one question. I don't know. But who is she? I think she is an orphan, an abandoned child, forced to live on her own and scavenge on Jakku. Tough girl. She knows her way. She knows how to defend herself already. And I'm basing that because we've seen training videos and she carries that big staff around, which is like her weapon of choice. So I think she knows how to use it. She knows how to kind of do her flourishes with that, which again makes me think she has more of a greater skill than just being normal, which might mean she uses the Force. But so yeah, I think she's trying to find her family, find just who she is, and that's why we have her name as Rey, because she doesn't even know what her real name is. So she just is called Rey, I guess. So I think that's just her journey. I think the hero's journey is her. Like Luke was for A New Hope, she is the focus of this one. I think. Somehow, I kind of feel like Finn is getting a lot of publicity because he has a lightsaber. But people are still saying that it is there's a huge female presence in this movie. And I think Rey is the biggest presence in the film. I think she's going to be the biggest one. So it's her journey. It's her character arc. It's her issue, her problem. And she's just being sucked into this First Order resistance battle along the way. But I think it's going to tie in together. I think, the Force works. It's going to pull her in. And it's going to... And she's pulled in for a reason, basically.
So, what's her last name?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you want to even...
I'm going to say Solo. I don't know, man. It might be... but I hate to say it because to me, I'm split between Skywalker or Solo. I'm just split. I can't go one way or another.
I'm going to go because I agree with everything you're saying. I think this whole trilogy is going to be about Rey.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be about Rey Skywalker.
See, and before I was even convincing myself just because that the reason Luke isn't there, Luke is absent. So she's trying to find Luke, ultimately, whether she knows it or not, because that's her father. So why would she go and find someone who's... because she's trying to find her family. If Han's her father, why is she going to try to find Luke? Although he's, important part of the puzzle.
See, I'm not sure she knows. I'm not sure she knows.
Well, I think she does know, but maybe she'll find out.
Well, I almost think... I feel like he's the one that tells her.
Luke is going to be the one to tell her?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, you're going to have a... that's crazy.
I'm serious because
I really crazy.
I mean there is that theme though still that I think is still being echoed here, just like George said with the prequels, right? There are echoes.
Yeah,
and I think that is the echo here. As I think she knows who her mother was, and I think that's something that's going to be revealed probably in backstory stories and comics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't think she knows who her father is.
Okay. And
I think Luke... we'll get into that, but I think somehow she finds out probably because I don't know. I don't think Han knows. I don't think Leia knows. I'm not sure anybody knows. I'm just... Again, Luke, even though he was kind of thrusted into becoming Luke Skywalker, he was always destined to do that, right? I mean, he was the son of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
She somehow is going to be thrusted, I think, into this, even though she is going to be she is destined to do this. So by somebody, probably Luke. Right. So anyway, so I'm with you. I think we're going to see a lot. Obviously, she's going to be the lead of all three of these movies.
Yeah, I totally. Well, I won't be surprised, I guess, if she is Skywalker, daughter of Skywalker. But I think the mother thing is the only thing that's throwing me off, because I just expect it to be like a huge deal, like a Mara Jade type of thing. Like if it's I'm just so caught up on the EU.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it's her mother, it's got to be Mara Jade, and they like, how could you skip over Mara Jade?
I agree.
You know, so
I agree with that, and the reason why I got one reason and one reason only that I do believe that it is Mara Jade.
because the thing you saw, the celebration.
Celebration.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was
They
a
told you,
comment,
right?
Well, it was a comment.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say it was a lack of comment.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I was at that panel
Right.
with the books and the comics,
Yeah.
right? And someone asked, "Is Mara Jade going to be canon? You know, when is Mara Jade going to be canon or introduced?" And Pablo and Leland looked at each other
Yeah.
and they kind of turned and said, "We can't talk about that."
I'm like right there.
You
They
know,
must
like-
hate those questions
Oh,
because it's
they
like
have to.
It's like, why would you ask that question?
Yeah, totally. Now, obviously, yeah, it could be announced in some book coming out.
Yeah.
You know, but we're what? We were 8 months away from episode 4 or episode 7, so it's like I was like looking at them. Okay, something's happening
Yeah,
with her.
of course.
So, and I think it's episode 7. I think it's now whether or not, again, whether or not she's whether or not her name is announced in this, I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to come out like in a prequel thing. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
I just worry that they're not going to do Marjorie justice. I know they will do her justice, but like I just want to see her in a movie. I hope we don't only get all of her history and story in books and comic
Yeah.
books. You know, it's like, but to do a movie, it has to be a prequel. So Mark Hamill will have to be younger. You know,
yeah,
because they're
unfortunately,
not
yeah.
going to recast him. You can't
I
do
know,
that.
I know, and that is going to be the hard thing about that. Yeah, for sure. But maybe she shows up in the movie.
That's so true.
I mean, she'd be older,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
What if Captain Phasma's Mara Jade?
Oh, yeah, right. No way. That would be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
So, well, let's just quickly get through this one then. Let's back up.
Yeah.
Where is Luke?
Where's Luke?
Like, where do you think he is?
I don't know. I don't know if like talking about planet wise. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some kind of random place. I mean, some planet, whatever that we might not have heard. But I think he's at the current state of episode 7. I feel like he's in exile, perhaps. Just because I'm only basing it off the shot the only shot we've seen, and he's by himself by some kind of fire thing, pit or whatever fire. There's some embers flying through the air, and he's with R2D2. So he's by himself. He's not trapped. He's not imprisoned like we've heard, which he still could be. Maybe he's escaped. I don't know. But I think he's just in exile, self-exile probably, on some outskirts of space, on the outer regions, the unknown regions of space probably. And he's just kind of forced exile for indefinitely, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if there's going to be more to that or less to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't think we're going to see him till the last act of the movie.
Me too.
I'm leaning more towards I think he's captured. I think he's being held captive
The whole time, or do you think?
at this point. Well, how long he's been captured? I think for a while.
Yeah.
I think he's been. However, when we find out that this First Order kind of started becoming relevant,
They went immediately to Luke. Maybe.
Maybe.
Like, we got to take Luke out first.
yes, because I'm surprised that there's not more Jedi.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
at what point? Because in Shattered Empire, he's trying to start something.
And I forgot about the Shattered Empire thing, because I was going to say, I think he definitely did try and maybe even succeeded a little bit, because watching Return of the Jedi again, Yoda gives him the command, teach others what you've learned, basically.
Pass on what you have learned.
Yeah, pass
Correct.
on. So he's definitely tried. Because I think just because the writers are so good at picking little things like that and blowing it into a story, they're going to take that small little line, and that's going to be Luke's goal post Jedi, is to pass on what he's learned.
Mm-hmm. So that leads it to a possible plot device. Is it possible that he started training younglings
Yeah.
and all of a sudden this new threat came about and he scattered them? And maybe Rey was one of them
A youngling?
as a youngling.
How old? I mean,
Well, 30
19,
years, so you're
well,
talking...
She's. I mean, her real
she's probably
age.
19, right?
Yeah, her real age is like a year younger than me. I think. She's a little bit younger than me. I think so. She might be 24 or 23. But a character, I'm going to say 19, 20.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. So at some point, maybe...
So 30 years, 10 years.
So after about 10 years after Return...
Yeah. That sounds...
is when
yeah.
the First Order starts taking maybe... Or back... Or, Snoke or the Knights of Ren...
Yeah.
Start coming into power, and then
Right.
maybe the First Order, and then Luke is kind of... Well, I have no Jedi yet because they're just still young.
Yeah.
Maybe he scatters them and hides them. And Rey is
Yeah.
maybe one that gets hidden
Possibly,
on
yeah.
Jakku, but it's his child.
Yeah.
And he, like you said, either goes in exile or gets captured.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's why would he be hiding out? I don't know why he would be hiding out. That's the only thing. Or why he would exile himself. So maybe he gets captured.
I say that because one of the rumors I've heard so much that we've been hearing is that he just felt himself too powerful, too dangerous to kind of be around. That's why I think where the whole evil Luke comes from, whatever, which I can see he's might be a little deranged just because he's been away from civilization for so long. He's kind of just let that power settle in his mind for too long without meditating or exercising it too much. I don't know, but I don't think Luke's a bad guy by any means at all in this movie. I think he's probably definitely questioning his role in the galaxy again.
Yeah, because we gotta you gotta really think about. I mean, every title is relevant to what happens in the movie, right?
Right.
So the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
That means the Force has been dormant for
Right.
however long, 20, 30 years. So I don't know. It's just hard for me to think why it's hard for me to figure out why he's been, and they've done a great job hiding it, why he's been gone or what he's been doing for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't know.
I think probably also just, again, all these thoughts are just coming.
Yeah.
Like, Luke being dormant, whatever, even Leia, which I'm sure she's had to learn something. I don't know. Because if Luke's passing it on, he might have had to taught Leia a little something. Even in the book, she knew a little something. All this, the light side's laying dormant. The balance is getting off kilter again, I'm thinking. And Knights of Ren is coming, and so the balance is kind of off. So Force reawakening, the balance, I don't know. I think that's what I hope that they're going to, keep the Force, and the idea of the Force and the balance a big part of the movie,
Sure.
because that's what I like.
Okay, so that's
Rey.
basically that's Luke and Rey.
Right, yeah. The Skywalker clan.
So what about Finn? Is he
Finn.
just the stormtrooper?
I'm in charge now. I'm in charge.
Is he
here.
just the defected stormtrooper?
I've always thought yes, but I always get hung up on that one line he says, where I was raised to do one thing. Okay, nothing left to fight for. Was he raised to be part of the Empire?
I think he was.
Was that a possible thing to have happened in this universe, I guess? So I think he is. I think he's just a defective stormtrooper. I think the whole name thing is a red herring in a way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's just that
Like
might be
you
a
said.
little much to be like, oh, he's Windu, he's Kenobi, or he's Tarkin. I don't know, like some name that connects to another character. Like that's a bit of a stretch.
And I'm with you. Like, I think this whole thing about putting a lightsaber in his hand is just throwing us off.
Yeah.
I really do.
Until Rey picks it up, and she knows, because she knows what to do with it.
I think
It's
she
her
does.
staff. She knows what to do.
I think you're right. Okay, so if he's just a stormtrooper, now Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
is he at all connected to anybody on the light side?
I know. I'd like to hope and I like to think that he is a Solo. That could be fighting cousins, you know. Mm-hmm. Keep that Skywalker feud in there, which it's always been there. So why not? Why stop now? That Skywalkers have always had a struggle with light and dark side. And it would even go with the books a little bit, which is not a requirement. But
Right.
Kylo Ren, I think he's gonna have a relation to somebody, just because I think the name thing does deal with him, because Kylo's not his first name. They said Ren's not his last name, obviously. So what is his real name? You know, like I think it would be some connection to a big character. I'm guessing Han Solo, but see, I don't know. I'm starting to think that Han and Leia, had went their separate ways, kind of thing, maybe. So I'm not. But I can't think of another character who Kylo Ren could be a descendant of, besides a Solo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I think for the longest time we were speculating that they're the Solo twins, Rey and Kylo.
Right.
I'm just starting to think now too. Kylo could be a Skywalker, could be the Skywalker, and Rey's a Solo.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's why Luke, like you said, exiled himself.
Yeah.
Because his son
Yeah.
turned to the dark side.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do what, like he says, he wanted to follow Vader's legacy, not Luke's. You know,
And that look, that part in the trailer where Han and Leia are embracing each other, one another, and their faces like just a pure despair and sadness. Almost to tears. Maybe it's not quite a death of somebody, or like just that sense of letting go. So like I feel like that look tells me that they're either sending their child off to war where they could possibly die with it. If it's Rey, like she could possibly die. We haven't seen her in so long, and we're finally reunited with her, and yet we have to send her to go fight in this war. So this is just horrible. We had to live like this. Or the opposite thing, we are agreeing to start this plan that will kill our son, Kylo Ren. So our son is too dangerous to be let to live, to be left alive. So this is a tough decision we as parents have to make, that our son cannot be brought back to the light side, so he has to die.
That's actually pretty good.
So I feel one of them's got to be their kid. I think. I had to hope.
Yeah.
That one of them has to be their child.
Yeah,
Maybe if Kylo went to the dark side, that's what made him split up. It's like, our son is fallen. I can't look at you without seeing my son, or whatever. Like, I can't be with you happily. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's big speculation. So, but on top of that, there's got to be a reason why he's decided to go follow whoever this guy is. Who is Commander Snoke?
I think Snoke's a good manipulator. I think it's like a Palpatine. He's just a manipulator. He's great. He's dark side. He knows how to...
Any chance you think he's plagueless?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think that's... No, I can't get behind that. Maybe he has connections to Plagueis, connections to somebody like that.
I think people are reaching if they think he's trying to connect to the prequels.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
But then you're telling me 50 years he's been waiting, or whatever,
right?
However long it. But it's people got to remember though that even though they may think he looks like, like his sketches look like immune, which is what Plagueis was in the expanded universe.
Right.
We do not know what he is in the canon now.
Correct.
So it's possible that Plagueis could be human, or it could be something else, because he is not. He is canon, but his species is not canon anymore. So to rightfully assume right away that Snoke is Plagueis is not, just based on the species, is not correct. Because they could have simply just adapted that Plagueis look for Snoke, knowing that, hey, we'll just make Plagueis something else.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he's. I don't know. I mean, you got to assume he's Force sensitive, right?
Snoke. Yeah, I think he's
Dark side.
almost like a dark side lord. No, maybe not a Sith lord, but just like
No, I don't think there's Sith in this.
right.
Not yet, in a way.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so any idea who Max von Sydow is?
Oh my gosh, man.
Because I have no clue.
No, I have no clue, and you know, I'm have to believe that he's just a standard character that maybe just in this one movie. You know, one of those just characters, those standard characters that kind of help further the plot. You know, he might just die in the end. It'd be like a sad thing that happens, or a good guy. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking he might not be a huge part of the movie because. And I was thinking today, also because of that round table, that reading, that picture they posted of the entire cast those months ago, where, you know, unless they're keeping this gigantic secret of who he is, why would he not be in that table reading if he was a big character? You know, maybe he's just a small he's a big name, but a small character, which happens all the time. He's important to the plot, but not like in as many scenes as all those other people are. So I don't know. I think he just might be someone.
I'm still going with.
You're going with the Rebels connection.
I'm still going with Kanan.
I want that so bad to happen.
Yeah,
like I think that it fits. Kanan or Ezra for me. I'm split between them two, but I think that fits. And
I think his age
perfect.
I think his age leans more towards Kanan than Ezra.
That would be so cool.
I'm going to go Kanan. I'm still gonna.
But like, are you?
But I don't know what his role is, though. You know, I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's important.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that. Maybe it's important, but it's not. I don't think it's going to add itself. To the plot, really.
Thinking, if Luke had begun some kind of Jedi Academy, maybe Kanan came to him, or he found Kanan. It's like, hey, you need help. I need you can help me train younglings, and then. Max von Sydow might only serve that role as exposition and information. Like they find him and he tells them about kind of the history of what's happened. Like that will be one thing, like the dark times, before the First Order came or whatever.
Right.
Maybe he fights later in the end too. I don't. But
does that make would that then kind of contradict? Technically, that would then contradict Yoda.
What's that?
In Return of the Jedi, right?
Oh, Last of the Jedi.
The last of the Jedi will you be? Now, is he... I mean, he may not even know Kanan's still alive,
right.
but does he truly know that, yes, he is the last Jedi? Mm-hmm. Now, technically, Kanan never reached knighthood.
True.
He was still a Padawan when the Clone Wars happened. So there's that question of... And then there's that question of, okay, well, then what did he do during the original trilogies?
Yeah.
Did he go in hiding or did he give up?
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
Just fight with the rebels.
I want to feel like he is somehow connected to the rebels. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the last thing I want to mention, who, if anybody, dies.
Who dies in this one?
Because there's obviously been talks about a big death.
Mm-hmm.
There has been rumors out there about that.
I've always thought it might have been Han Solo, and one reason I think an unfair reason that I have is because Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die earlier on in the movies, and also just kind of I think he's already closed the Star Wars chapter in his life, so I think he's opening it back up with the stipulation that this is it. I'm doing this one movie. I'll do all the interviews. I'll do all the whatever publicity you want, but this is it for me. I feel like that's a little selfish reasoning on my part, thinking that. So if it's Han Solo, then it's Han Solo probably for another reason besides the fact that Harrison Ford wants him to die. Or Lawrence Kasdan also wanted Han Solo to die, so maybe he's getting his wish as well in this. But if that one shot in the trailer shows someone dead, which again I will be so shocked if that is a shot of somebody dead, somebody important dead, because why would you put that shot in the trailer when it? You have to think it looks like someone's dead. Mm-hmm. People are going to speculate who's dead unless you wanted that to happen. I mean, I think it is very likely that it could be either Han Solo, Chewbacca, or even Finn himself.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. I think it's either Chewbacca or Han.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I kept thinking it was Chewbacca because of that shot.
That looks like a little fur, something.
Well, not just that, but the Han and Leia shot.
Yes, yeah.
Like they're embracing like someone had died.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the context of what we just said about the order,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like that happens on Starkiller Base, which would be after that shot, unless they come back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the end. So the only thing I could say is I think it might be Chewbacca, but then the reason I would lean towards Han is a lot of the reasons why you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other reason is that I have a feeling they may be setting up Finn to be kind of the next Han Solo
True.
in the next 8 and 9 movie.
If Poe Dameron survives,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. What about Poe Dameron though? Think
Yeah,
he's a safe character?
I think he's.
Like a Wedge?
I think he's Wedge. In fact, who knows? That maybe could have been Wedge if he would have agreed to come back.
yeah.
But no, I think he's kind of the third. I think he's safe.
Yeah.
I think he survives.
So,
But so because I still think Finn, Poe, and Rey are the characters that are going to lead. Like I don't know how much we're actually going to get of Leia and
Right.
Han and Luke. I think is going to be more prominent in 8,
right.
and then I would go on to say he may die in 8. If at first I always thought Luke would die in this one,
Right. I mean, it made
which
sense.
he could.
Yeah.
Still, who knows? But I don't think he's in it enough to die.
Right.
Like he's not like
Yeah,
the
build it up.
Obi-Wan. He's not the Obi-Wan. Like I always thought maybe Luke's the mentor here again. Again echoing.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Han or Chewie. I think either way. I think if Han survives, I feel like he'll take a seat back.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't know. For some reason, I just have this image of Finn and Chewie in the Falcon.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If Finn saves his life,
Yeah.
because I think everybody knows that Chewie's with Han because he has a life debt.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're family now, but that's how it was in the beginning. Is there was a life debt there. So if Han does die, Finn saves Chewie's life, then there's your duo again, right? And Chewie doesn't age.
Yeah.
It seemed like, right? They'd live to be like 700-800 years
Yeah.
old. So that would make sense to me.
Well, what about? So we're yeah. What the character we're going to talk about next? Because I want to talk about at some point the Falcon and Chewie and Han Solo and how, like the We're Home context of that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because
I think we're done. I think that's all the characters
Yeah.
mainly. I mean,
I don't
Oscar
know.
Isaacs. I mean,
he's a military brat. I think he's he's there. But So like the beginning of the movie, I feel like I have a good idea of how the movie will start, like almost the first act, based off of what I've seen in the trailers. Because I think a lot of those events will flow into one another. So, like I think it's going to open up. The big sequence probably will be like Jakku, the First Order raiding Jakku or whatever, that town. They capture, and they're fighting the resistance there. And they capture Poe Dameron, take him aboard a Star Destroyer or whatever, Star Destroyer. And they're torturing him, whatever. And I think during the course of that battle and torturing Poe Dameron, I think Finn is having a guilty conscience of all this stuff, which for one kind of shocks me because you signed up for the First Order.
Right.
You kind of know what you're signed up for, I think. So what? Maybe there's something else there. I don't know. But Finn has a change of heart, helps, maybe tries to get Poe Dameron released. Maybe that fails. So Finn is the only one who can escape. Poe Dameron gives him his jacket for some reason. Finn has his jacket, crashes on Jakku, meets up with Rey, and they get rescued by Han Solo, meet up with Han Solo, and then they go off to Maz's place, learn something there, learn some exposition, some plot stuff there, and then they meet up with the Resistance, and then meet up with fight the Star Killer base, whatever. So I just trying to think of where does it come. I'm saying that, but then I think about that shot of again with the we're home.
He obviously doesn't have the Falcon.
Yeah. So who's flying it? Maybe they are flying it in those shots we see them flying and fighting Captain Phasma. But who's got it before them? Is it the Resistance just have it? Is it just like in their possession?
Yeah.
Maybe? Or they repositioned it or repoed it for something like that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of where Han Solo is in the beginning of the movie, and I can't figure it out. Because I always thought that he was with the Resistance the entire time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm reading too much into it. Maybe he just hasn't had it in a little while because he's busy doing other things with the Resistance.
Yeah, and it seems like they're coming on board like with their guns drawn.
Yeah,
like who's got our ship?
Exactly.
Like
that's it. Let's get on there.
Well, maybe that's what happened. Maybe it got hijacked somehow. Yeah. Is it possible that
the pirates have it? Maybe?
It's possible. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's why they go to them to get the Falcon.
Yeah, but then do you think they go back to Jakku ever? Because I kind of feel like they might go back because there is a line I've heard. I think maybe it's the Finn toy. Do they say we have to go back? We have to go back to Jakku. Have you heard this at all?
No.
I feel like again I want to research it, but I don't want to get online and look it up. Because I feel like I've heard that line somewhere where Finn's saying we have to go back to Jakku or something. I don't know. I might be wrong there, but because that would make sense. Like they're going to Maz's place to get the Falcon, but if Maz's place is in a separate planet, then they eventually have to go back to Jakku, unless Maz is on Jakku, which I kind of thought she was, just because
that's possible.
The picture we saw of all those pirates, the environment just kind of looked like a rugged, deserted-looking place. But then again, I don't know, I've seen things that conflict with that. So
yeah, that's possible. Then
I don't know.
Maybe they do have it.
Yeah,
but someone has it.
Yeah,
not Han and Chewie. Okay, so just wanted to talk a little bit also real quick about. That's pretty much our prediction. That's what we think. Is there anything else?
We could talk. Ultimately, they have to destroy Starkiller Base, and they're trying to find Luke Skywalker.
Now, I am going
to.
I do need to download. Apparently, the book came out today.
Oh, really?
Of C-3PO's Red Arm.
Oh, that, yeah.
There's a comic out there, the one shot.
Yeah.
That just explains why he has the red arm. I'm going to read that, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's any other characters. I don't think, but that's pretty much the main stuff there.
Yeah.
So much to talk about when we get.
We have you have Phasma and you have
Phasma.
Gleason's character, which I always forget his name.
Yeah, General Crux.
Crux, yeah. When do you think we'll get this? We'll see Phasma's face. Gwendolyn Christie will take off the helmet because she has to.
Yeah,
she's too big of an actress. She's too much of a powerful facial. Her the way she acts through her face. I think is too.
I don't know. We haven't seen anything of her,
which I love that. I love that. That's yet to be like if you follow the movie really, if you're old enough to follow the movie well, you know who she is, and it's a girl under the hood there on the helmet. But kids and preteens, they don't know.
No, I think I don't know. I think she's. I think. Shoo. I think she's going to be important later. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a big mystery. She's completely mystery. I don't know. So I just want to talk lastly about the director JJ real quick because I don't know if you saw, but the third trailer came out for. Or not third trailer. First trailer for the third Star Trek movie came out the other day.
Beyond, yeah.
Which I had no idea what was going on in the. Did you watch it?
I watched it once. I need to see it again.
I was like, what did I just watch? Mm-hmm. I saw a bunch of action.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what it's about. It definitely didn't feel like J.J. Abrams.
Right.
Justin Lin, who I'm actually a fan of, is directing the third movie.
Yeah, I mean, visually it definitely looked darker.
Yeah, visually it looked
honestly.
great, and it did look like a Justin Lin movie. He does a lot of action. But JJ has a certain style and a certain feel to all his movies. I'm not a Star Trek fan, but I love the Star Trek movies that he's done. A huge fan of Super 8. One of my favorite movies, actually. How much, when you watch this movie tomorrow night, are we going to feel like we're watching a J.J. Abrams movie?
I think so. I think I already
You
have.
think so?
I think definitely already have. Like that featurette that came out during Comic-Con, they showed some stuff, some shots, behind the scenes stuff, and some camera movements. And I think visually, yeah, it's going to feel like an Abrams movie because he moves the camera in a way that reminisces of Spielberg, but he does it in his own little energy to how he moves the camera. That I think it is only an Abrams thing. Like it's in Star Trek all the time when they're moving through the bridge and they're moving through the captain's area, that kind of stuff. But I think this will definitely feel like an Abrams movie. He always has those mystery boxes, and we've already, I think, seen what those mystery boxes are going to be. And he's just like many great directors, though. He's really good at focusing on the characters and making the characters the focal point of the story, just like Luke Skywalker and A New Hope. So a lot of directors do it, but Abrams is also just really good at that, and I think that's going to be prominent in this movie as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to see. I think we'll feel. What I like about JJ the most is, yes, he does well with his camera as far as the movement. It's very Spielberg-like, but I think what he's phenomenal at is just doing those emotional scenes. Like, to me, those are the Abram moments. Like, for example, two things I can remember mainly from the first Star Trek movie, the very beginning, when Kirk's father is trying to talk, and James T. Kirk's being born. He's fighting off the Romulan ship, and just that scene, the music, the directing, and the acting, it was just, man. I mean, it brought you in. I'm guessing that there's going to be something like this.
It's almost like
in Star Wars,
and there's such intensely chaotic things happening at the moment, like a Romulan attack, where he always focuses on like 30 seconds to a minute between an exchange of two characters.
Yes.
Where everything kind of goes silent.
Correct.
It's still chaotic. It gets a little silent, and these two characters are just like having
Correct.
a very good. Like I think of Super 8 too a lot between the kid and his father.
Yes, and the second part was I going to bring up Super 8 when I felt like if you remember, it was a shot basically from towards the projector where his mom's images are on the wall.
Yeah. And
she tells a story about her dying because her father skipped work.
Right.
Your mom took, and she's telling the boy, I can't remember his name. I forget his name.
Like, Lamb, I think is his last name, but yeah.
But she's telling the kid, basically, it's my father's fault that your mother's dead. And he's just doing a real slow push on her, and the emotion of that scene was just phenomenal. The music and everything. So and then the end of Super 8 where the chain,
I was thinking
catches
the chain.
thing. It's like, man. I mean, just those moments. To me, those are Abram moments that basically define, I think, a lot of your directing skill. And I have a feeling we're going to get that in this for sure. So I definitely think it's going to be a JJ movie. And what's surprising to me is that I feel like there's a lot of fans and a lot of people that are Abram fans. But it's amazing that this guy's never been nominated for an Oscar yet.
Yeah, but I mean, he has done a whole lot of movies, but I agree. Like he's still building up his repertoire, his resume,
which is amazing because everybody compares this guy to Spielberg.
Yeah,
and guys like that usually have that movie early on that they get Spielberg with, I guess, was Jaws. I guess
Jaws is one of his big
first big ones.
Yeah, Jaws and E.T. came pretty close.
I wish I would look back on his first win, but anyway, Abrams hasn't been nominated for Oscars yet, so which is crazy. I mean, not crazy, but he's done a lot of action movies, not really anything, Mission Impossible, Star Trek, and now Star Wars.
He started off not doing all those sci-fi things like he did regarding.
He was on
Henry,
TV, and he was doing a lot of TV.
Yeah,
because Alias was one of his big things. And then, of course, Lost. He started Lost. I'm looking real quick at Spielberg's Academy Award. His first Academy Award was he was nominated for The Close Encounters in '78, nominated for Raiders in '82, nominated for Best Picture E.T. and Best Director of E.T. at '83, nominated. So his first win wasn't until, which I didn't think I realized this. His first win wasn't until '94, Schindler's List.
Oh wow!
So, he did take a while. So, JJ's going down that path for sure. I mean, he didn't do these. I guess, E.T. was just unbelievable. No one, and of course he won for Saving Private Ryan, and that's it. He's got 2 wins as director. So yeah, he's definitely going down that path. So I'm just excited. I can't freaking contain myself.
Yeah, I'm finally, because it's been about a month out from like a month ago. I wasn't feeling as amped up as I am now, because I was getting kind of worried too. Like, man, I've just been so focused on work and all this stuff, and been so busy lately. I haven't spent enough time to focus on Star Wars and to really think about it, and to really meditate on the fact that we're getting episode 7. But now this past week, it's just been coming closer and closer. I wrote out countdown on my whiteboard in my classroom, in case tell my students, in case you're wondering, there's 6 days left until Star Wars comes out. Right now there's a before I left, there was a number 1, so tomorrow I'm going to put a 0 there. 0 days, it's here, guys. So my wife actually bought me, she gave me one of my early Christmas presents, a Star Wars Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
She asked me which one to get you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
that's right. Okay.
I've got one too, but I'm wearing that Friday. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to wear yet. I got to get in the closet. My wife went and bought me a couple shirts.
Yeah.
But they were a little big, so I'm going to take them back. I'm probably going to wear one of those. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So
I thought about dressing up as Han Solo. I'm going to do my Halloween costume.
That would be cool.
I would have to go to work in it, though, or change, during my last class, change into Han Solo costume, because there's no time to change.
Yeah.
As soon as 3:10 happens, when my school lets out 3:10, I get into the theater as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
What time are you going to be there?
Well, we'll talk about that, because I actually called the theater. We'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So we'll be talking about it, obviously. I think it's probably smart to say that we'll probably record as soon as we can this weekend to give you our thoughts and feelings about episode 7. So excited. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys see it as many times as we're going to see it. I mean, I'm going to see it definitely tomorrow night and Friday afternoon. I'm going to try to make it to a Saturday showing. If not, I'm off all next week, so that's all I am planning on doing, is going and see it next week sometime, every chance I get. So, all right, guys. I don't know what else to say, but go see the movie. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. So he's Kryptonian1138 on Twitter. I am DCottingham21 on Twitter. I will be tweeting a lot while we're in line tomorrow night. So getting ready for this thing, because we got a group of, 12, 13 of us, I think, that are crazy. Is this you and your wife going?
My wife and my sister-in-law is coming up.
Okay, so that's 3. I've got 10. I got me and 9 other people with me.
Does that include Corey?
Yeah, that does include Corey. I was only allowed to buy 10 tickets when I bought the pre-order thing at one time, so I just bought 10, and obviously they were easily given away.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we appreciate you listening. Go see the movie if this is past that. Check out our next few podcasts as we talk about the movie. Mm-hmm. We're InsideTheForce.com. Go there and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For Casey Cooley.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
I thought it'd be nice to let Al Guinness do the honors for this time.
Yeah,
I don't feel worthy enough to do a quote right now, so I'm letting them do
Episode 8, bring Ewan McGregor back as a Force guest.
There you go. Boom, done.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Go see Star Wars The Force Awakens. We'll talk about it on the next show for sure. Take care, everybody. For Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm Dave, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.